Coach Borino with you for a little late night soiree to chat about real estate. How are you guys? Nice to have you. Is the broadcast going okay? Can you guys hear me, see me? Yeah, okay, good. Looks like everything is working. Excellent. Welcome. Wanted to chat with you a little bit about an interesting concept. A little bit of inspiration. I've been talking to some friends, some clients. Hey, Lydia. Marianne, good to see you. Welcome. And we were talking about cold and expired listings and prospecting, generating leads. And then they said, well, I can't do that. And I said, you can't or you won't. It's a different thing. There are certain things you cannot do. You cannot make somebody move. You know what I mean? You cannot change somebody's mind. You can influence them, but not really do something for them. But very often, something we confuse for I can't is really I won't. I will not do that. I do not want to do that. Here's the difference. If you say I can't, that's a condition. That's something you can do something about. For example, if you have a seller who says my job transfer didn't go through, didn't happen, we're staying, nothing you can do about that. I can't list that house. But if you have a prospect and you can't reach them, you call back, you mail, you text, you use all these channels we talk about communication. When you give up is what you're saying I won't. One you have no control over. But very often, what looks like you have no control over is just a choice and a decision. So be careful, because it's this little thing that sometimes distinguishes a rock star and an average agent. By the way, did you know? I heard it yesterday. I don't know if it's true or not, but it seems pretty real to me. Did you hear that 51% of real estate agents last year made 0 transactions, 0 listings closed, 0 transactions, earned $0? 51%. That's crazy. And very often it's because those agents who don't make money say, I can't. Those agents who don't take listings say, I can't. And then they justify, and then they reason, and then the logic kicks in, the drunken monkey kicks in, our friend over here. And something that is possible becomes impossible until they buy and believe into their own story so much that I can't becomes a reality. So be really honest. Next time you prospect, lead generate, follow up, do whatever generates business for you. And there are many ways to do that. When you hit an obstacle where you feel like you're not going to take the next step, is it because you can't? Or is it because you won't? One is a decision. And the difference, which is my favorite definition of discipline, is this. Discipline is a choice you make between what you want now and what you want the most. What do you want the most? Not just the money, not just the clients, not just the listings. What do you really want the most? The freedom, the peace of mind, feeling rewarded, being a high-status agent, being cool, being rewarded not just with money, but recognition, appreciation, where clients say, thank you, good job. What is it that you want? And to get there, very often what something feels like I can't just means I won't. And if you hit that I won't, sometimes all it takes is a little bit of discipline to say, oh, yes, I can, and I will. Tomorrow morning, 7 a.m., I have to be at the gym. It's a shitty weather here in D.C. on the East Coast. I don't know what's the weather like in your neck of the woods, but here, holy cow, it's been drizzly, wet, unpleasant, about 45, 50 degrees, one of those kind of under-your-skin weather. And I know it's going to be hard tomorrow. I can already tell. So the choice I made was I texted my coach, my man George, and I said, I'll be there 7 a.m. I committed. The next thing I'm going to do is I prepare my clothes. Next thing I'm going to do is I set my alarm. I'm setting myself up to win, to make it tomorrow. Are you setting yourself up, and how? Are you setting up circumstances and conditions, people, tools, resources to support you on your mission so you can and you will? Or are you consciously or unconsciously putting roadblocks in the way, making it difficult, challenging, impossible? Analyze it, and here's how you test. In the last 30 days, how many listings did you take? In the month of January, how many properties did you list? How many transactions did you close? And how many dollars did you earn? That's the easiest test. That's the easiest test for you to see, this is where my mindset is, and this is where I'm headed. 1/12 of this year is done, it's over. What you're doing today is setting yourself up for spring. It's going to be a good spring market. But are you in the mindset of I can, I will, or I can't, I won't? It's hard. Test where you are, because the trajectory will stay the same unless you start making some changes. And the first change you got to make, of course, is in the mindset. So ask yourself, how many listings did I take? How many transactions closed? How many dollars did I earn? What is the path? Where am I going? What do you say more often? Yes, I can. Of course I can. It's going to be a challenge. It's going to be tough. Tomorrow morning, getting up? Yeah, it's going to be a challenge. I know that, and I'm prepared for it. I'm preparing mentally because I can foresee that it'd be so easy to say, not today. I don't feel good, and I have a busy day, and it's Thursday. It's going to be really tough, and I have all these coaching sessions I need to put together, and I have a video I need to send to my video editor. Good reasons not to do it. But I also know those are just reasons where I can justify I won't. I know I can, and you can too. Plenty of business out there. This is going to be a good year. Challenging? For sure. Are things changing? Hell yes. But here's what's really happening. And notice it, and you may notice the signs here on Rockstars, in your neck of the woods, in your area, or in general in industry. Here's what's really happening. The incompetent, the I can't crowd, the people who should not be in the business in the first place are leaving. Because it's half of the industry is not making any money. Guess what? There's only so long they're going to stay. And then it's time for you to clean up. Then it's time for you to step up. Then it's time for you to say, I'm going to take my share. Watch me, world, because I can and I will. I'm going to grab it. I'm going to run with it. I'm going to clean up. It's going to take 3 things. What this is a result of 3 things. What gets you to this is the right mindset, first and foremost. I wrote a book on real estate mindset. Then the right systems. And then action. The action is fueled by the mindset. These two are connected. You can help clients make money, be successful. You totally can. Coco, good to see you. Let's say hello to some friends. Let me just set this up. There you go. Lisa likes it. Mita says, hello, coach. Hey, Mita, good to have you. Long-time client and a friend. Steven says, coach, I follow you. You're the best. Thank you. I appreciate it. Steven, I appreciate your confidence in me. See, even tonight, I made a commitment that I will talk to you more often, guys. I want to do more of these sessions, and judging by how many people show up, you seem to really enjoy it, and I love doing that. But it is what? Almost 7 o'clock here on the East Coast. It's been a long day. I had a long path coaching session. Really enjoyed talking to you guys who are part of my coaching program. Maybe I can skip tonight. I could skip, but I won't. Because I know that even if I just inspire 1 or 2 of you, even if just 1 or 2 go, fucking A, that Borino. It feels like I can't, but I really mean I won't, and I'm going to get through that. And if it just means pushing through discipline, that's fine. Victory is impossible without discipline. There's got to be some discipline. You will not run long-term on discipline. It needs to be inspiration. You need to be really inspired and push from something that pulls you further, building the lifestyle and freedom. But those little nudges, that one more call, 1 more follow, 1 more something, 1 little extra step sometimes makes all the difference. Not just because of the result it may or may not get you, but it feels good because you conquered something, you expanded a little, you stretched that comfort zone. Make sense? Yes, Jeff, that's exactly right. Right mindset, right systems, and action. That's what it takes. Because think about it. If you have the right mindset, the mindset of, I may not have all the answers, and I may not be exactly where I want to be, but I know I'm facing in the right direction. I know I can do this. There are other agents who are doing it. There are other agents making money, other agents following the system and getting results. We had a post earlier today about the Expired Plus Bootcamp. Package mailed, system followed, few texts sent, boom, listing appointment this weekend. Beautiful. So you know you will get there if others gotten there. That's the beautiful thing about success. It is duplicatable. It is replicable. It is copyable. And in the chunks where what I do is I take something quite complex, how to get good listings repeatedly, and I break it down for you. So not only will you learn it, you understand it, but you will apply it. That's the action part. So it's mindset, systems, and action. The peculiar thing about mindset, and I'm speaking from experience, of course, is that it's like a muscle. It will deteriorate if you just let it go. Because by default, if you really pay attention to something like television, I was with Hannah, with my lovely wife Hannah, I was getting a haircut. Do you like it? What do you think? Yes? Yes? Approve? Thumbs up? I was getting a haircut and a pedicure. A little treat. It was nice. And they had these giant TVs. Now, normally, you know me, I don't watch regular TV. We don't even have regular TV. I mean, we have a television set, but we have it hooked up to Netflix. But because they had a regular public TV, you know, I got kind of caught and I was looking at it. And it's almost all just negative stuff. How the weather is bad, how the economy is bad, politics, it's all bad news. Why? Because the system is designed to rev up your emotions. Why? Because they know, the advertisers, the bad people, is that if they get you in a negative emotional state, you buy. You don't need to feel good to buy, you just need to feel something. And then if you're something against, you're going to stick to the screen, you're going to be revved up emotionally, you're going to be glued to it and react to commercials and advertising, which is the sole purpose of television, in most cases. So I got caught into it, and I'm like, well, if this is all you input in, if on Facebook, social media, television, radio, newspaper, all these media outlets feed you this stuff, if you hang out with the people who feed you that stuff, well, of course, the mindset's going to get skewed. The mindset's going to go into negative. The energy and the reality and the outcome will be the same. It's natural. By default, just by entropy, it's going to get shitty. And it's going to get worse. Because then, shit will start happening. You will not make the money. You get stressed out. You get shitty clients. You start competing with other agents. You lose business. And you go, wow, see? Shit is happening to me. It's bad out there. See, I was right. I was right. And you're going to collect proof and evidence. You're going to feed in more focus and energy. You're going to get more of that. And you're in the loop. And you know how that loop ended for me? Homeless in the car. That's how it ended. So what you have to be is vigilant. Work it like a muscle. What you read, the good books, the good music, the good influence, looking at your vision board. One thing I learned from my man Grant Cardone, I may not agree with everything he does or says, but Homeboy is worth about $300 million a year. I'm going to pay attention to some of the things he does. One of the things he does, and I've showed you my good book before, is he says, whenever I start doubting, whenever I get into that funk mentally, I get my book out, and this is mine, nice little leather binder, it was a gift from Hannah, and I just rewrite my goals. So that's what I do. I read them at least once a day. Puts me in a different mood, puts me in a different state. I start paying attention to the good stuff. Shifts start happening. That's the foundation, my dear friends. That's how it works. Krista, what's happening? Krista says things are picking up in the Houston market. Getting right mindset. Fantastic. Crush it. Believe it. It is totally out there. It is ready for you. Lydia says, nice. Good. Is it still possible to be a solo agent, or do I need to build a team? Pablo would like to know. Pablo, here's what I can tell you. It's totally possible. One thing you need to do as soon as possible, and it's one of the biggest mistakes I made, was I didn't hire my assistant soon enough. And it wasn't about the money. It was about control. My ego. I know, hard to believe. Quiet, introvert, like Borino. Ego? No. Yes. It was ego. Nobody can do it as good as I can. This is my business. I will control it. I will feel important. I will justify the commissions I make. Dumbest move. Dumb. Dumb. It's not fun. Hire an assistant right away. Can you expand later? Of course. And you can build a team. You can bring other agents, or you can be a solo mega agent, and you can have an in-house sales agent. You can have buyer's agents, showing agents, transaction coordinators, administrators, marketing coordinators, customer service. You can really expand and become the head of the team. That would be my approach. Again, because my ego, I admit it. But many of you guys, my friend Nick Baldwin, awesome agent, builds mega teams, has tons of great successful agents working under him. It's another profitable model. So whatever suits your personality, your desires, your goals, your marketplace, it's fine. But once you hit about 20, 25 transactions, you're going to hit a ceiling. As a solo agent, doing about 20 deals, 25 deals a year is all you're going to pull off without cutting too much into your sanity, into your health, into good customer service and consistent lead generation. That's the first thing that goes. You start picking up listings, you start closing transactions, trust me, it's going to go. So if you have somebody who can say, I'll take that away from you, you go get more. You're better off. So hire an assistant, start with part-time, somebody who can come in for a couple hours a day. Get a virtual assistant if you must. Not a huge fan, but fine. But get somebody who can help you. You're going to grow your business a lot faster. Not to mention, you're going to have responsibilities now for somebody's salary. You're going to hustle. You can fuck around. No more Candy Crush. All right. Hey, Ronald. Thanks for joining us. Jennifer, welcome. Audra and Brian, welcome you guys. So that's what you do. All right, Pablo? So yes, you totally can do it. Don't need to build a team. Get a solid foundation, but get an assistant. Don't do it alone. It's not fun. It's hard. Jeremy says, boom, I can. Hell yes. Right mindset, right system in action. Jeff, yes. Bradley says, hello, Borino from Hunter Woods, Michigan. Good to have you. What's the weather in Michigan? Is it probably freezing your ass out there, guys, right? Lydia says, nice. Started making a vision board. Thank you, Borino. Vision board, so important. Jal, that's so good. Do it. Pablo says, got it. Thanks. Vision board is one of those tools. You know, when I started it, I was like, this is one of those bullshit, new age, airy-fairy, California hippie shit. You know, you put pictures on the wall, it's going to manifest. Didn't believe it at all. None of that. Visualizing and vision boards and affirmations and all that. Homeless. I'm like, all right, universe, I got the message. I got the message. You see, I had the systems. I was building the systems. I was taking plenty of action. I was working my ass off. It still wasn't working. So what's going on here? Well, the upstairs was wrong. And the vision board is something, first of all, it's fun to put together. If you let go of all that noise that the drunken monkey will make about this, just get some fun pictures. It's fun. Cool car you want to drive, a house where you want to live, how you serve your clients, vacations, all the good stuff. And then it's fun to look at. And whenever you get in a funk, whenever you feel like, oh shit, bad call, or you just don't feel like working, or you just hit a rough patch, which we all do, you just look at it. It feels good. You can have it on your computer. Like I have a vision board also on my computer. I have some fun pictures. A lot of it came true. It's amazing. Especially if I go back like to the older versions, 2010 and 2008. I'm like, fuck, this is amazing. It's a lot of fun. I mean, what you got to lose? Nothing else. You got some pretty pictures to look at that feels fun. Why not? What's the best that can happen? Think about that. Golden Radiant, Michigan, says Bradley. Ooh, that's too bad. Ronald, well, thank you, my good sir. Love you too, my friend. What's up, Borino? Love you, man. Good to have you. All right, guys. It's the little things sometimes and simple things. I can't or I won't. Sure I can, and I will. And it's a matter of training. It's a matter of repetition. I've been talking to you, I've been telling you about my man George, who's become my personal trainer. At the beginning, it was a challenge because after each workout, I was really sore. I was tired. Now it's become a habit. The pain didn't go away. It hasn't gone. The discomfort is still there. I've just become accustomed to it. Because the moment the workouts stop being challenging, I'm going to stop pushing myself, stop stretching the comfort zone. The results will stop. It's the same with real estate. It's the same with life. The moment you start growing, the moment you feel like I'm in a safe zone. Let's take these lives, for example. When we first came up with the concept where I felt like I really want to connect with more of you guys, I want to spread more message, I want to help this industry, I think I have some things that inspire you and I can share with you. I figured rather than writing blog posts and doing all that stuff, why not just talk to you like this? And rather than doing once a week, which we do the main show every Tuesday at noon on Rockstars, why not do this daily? So that's what we started doing. And you guys come and ask questions. I love doing these, even though today I'm really, and you might probably feel the energy is not usually the typical rah-rah Borino. I'm not drinking my coffee anymore because it's late. But nevertheless, I felt like I want to chat with you because I feel like even if this little bit can move the needle just a little, mission accomplished. Because what I want from you, my demand, and I don't mean just a wish, my demand is for you to get better 1%. 1%. Get better 1% in your mindset, get better 1% in your systems, and get better 1% in your action. Because if you can get better 1%, can you? Of course you can. The way you communicate, sure you can get better. The way you know the market, sure you can get better. Those are all areas where you can improve. The way you present, the way you follow up, the way you understand your systems, the way you build your communication, the way you follow up and prospect, and all these things can be improved. 1% a day. Now imagine where you can be 100 days from now. Think about that. That beautiful spring market that I was talking about, it's coming. You're setting it up right now. The leads you're generating today, the follow-up you're doing today, the things you're putting in a pipeline today will be that awesome spring market. Now, it doesn't mean you can't get business right away. Of course you can. But we all know there is a little bit of a waiting period, that these leads take some time to convert. The main reason why they take time is they need to build trust and connection with you. Because for them, at the beginning, you're just a salesman, saleswoman, a needy real estate agent who wants a listing. That's how most agents operate. That's how they behave. So in order for you to stand out, they need to go through a process of discovery. And that's going to take some time. Come spring, you can be a rock star. Now, if you want to accelerate it, I have tools to do that. We're doing the boot camp next week. If you have FSBOs in your area, those poor people are stuck. The lowest number for sell by owners sold was last year. The lowest, since they've been tracking it since 1981, 7%. The lowest. They're struggling. They can't sell on their own. And most of them end up listing with an agent. I want to teach you how to do that. Because just like everything else, we break it down into a simple process. It's a sequence of steps. And with the right communication, with the right approach, sending the right texts, asking the right questions, and having the right follow-up marketing, follow-up materials, follow-up emails, and mailings in place, you can develop that trust and connection. And within 40, 50, 60 days, in most cases, we're talking listings. And I'll show you how to do that. So if you're curious, let me teach you. We'll spend 30 intense days together in the boot camp. Here's the info on it. If you go to goborino.com, you're going to get the system from me. It's an entire system. We'll send you a couple of books. And then every Thursday, you and I will get together online for a session, kind of like this one. And we'll spend about an hour and a half breaking it down. Now, you can learn it from the book. You can learn it from the video. If you want to order it, go to FSBORINO.com, get it. Fine. Here's the main difference. The system is the same. But at the end of each session, we're going to take action. So we're going to work on a mindset a little bit. You're going to get a book from me on the mindset. We're going to build the system. And then every week, you're going to be taking some action, some implementation action. So that by the time we're done, you're taking listings. My expectation is 2 listings minimum during the boot camp. Some will make it, some won't. Some will exceed it, some won't. But you will have a system that's operational. We'll fine-tune it, we'll tweak it. But you'll be up and running. So come spring, here you are. Getting leads, getting listings, getting appointments. That's the idea. So come aboard. We're starting next Thursday, every Thursday for 4 Thursdays. We're going to spend some fun time together with very intense work involved. You will understand the psychology. You will understand you don't need to be pushy or salesy. There are a lot of these FSBOs who will tell you, well, just bring us a buyer, or we already have an agent, or we will never list, or my wife had a real estate license. All that is very often just a smokescreen. And you will see that with a little bit of finesse and with some understanding of the psychology and influence, you can fly right through it. Yeah? So come join me. All right. Bradley, Borino, can you tell us what a good daily schedule looks like for a solo agent, both in terms of prospecting, appointments, and administrative tasks? Good question, Bradley. Rather than giving you the entire day, because that varies based on your operation, your market, your personality, where you are in your production, I will give you a strategy I've been teaching for a while that seems to be really working well for my PATH students. Third chapter of the PATH, third month on the PATH, if you come and join us and you stay on the PATH, we spend 30 days building your schedule. It is an involved process that I can just teach you here in a matter of a few minutes, because it does require some analysis and some setting up some groundwork for it, and then we can, rather than me just telling you, put this on your calendar, do it, you're not going to do it. That's not going to happen. We already know that. But doing the work and going through the process will work. But let me give you a concept that I call 3 MPTs. So here's what I want you to do, Bradley. Before you go home tonight, before you close the shop tonight, spend a few minutes and ask yourself this question. What are the 3 things that if I accomplish tomorrow, it will move the needle significantly? It will make the biggest impact on my bottom line and the way I generate business. What are the 3 things? Pick 3. 3 things. Excuse me. 3 MPTs. Most profitable things. Most productive tasks. What are 3? Now, here are the rules. They need to be binary. Your entire business needs to be binary. That means it's either yes, no, done, not done, 1 or 0. Listing is either taken or not. That's it. There's no in between. So it needs to be binary. It needs to be a target. Here's what target means. Target is something that moves you towards your main goal, which is, I don't know, make a number up, $200,000 a year. It will provide the lifestyle you want, and you're moving towards it. Target, unlike a goal, is something you control. Target is an activity that's highly productive, that's very profitable, that's getting you towards your goal. Target is something you control. How many contacts you make, how many hours you're going to prospect, any type of activity that you have direct control over. You don't control how many people pick up the phone or how many people answer the door. That you cannot control. But if you say, I'm going to talk to 2 expired listings tomorrow, that you can control because you're going to stay with it until you have 2 conversations. That would be an example of a target and an MPT. It's target, it's ambitious. It's ambitious. I'm going to talk to 1 expired listing in the next 30 days. That's not going to get you far. I mean, it's fine to start with, nothing wrong with that. But make it ambitious. Really go for it. And it needs to support your goals. In other words, if your goal is 200 transactions, that'd be nice. If your goal is $200,000 and it's going to take you, let's say, 30 transactions to get there, the daily MPTs must support that, must be aligned with that. So there cannot be too much of a discrepancy. Now that's something you're going to fine-tune and observe. Is this working? Am I getting the results? Am I on track? Start always, always, always with mindset in the morning. Little exercise like mine. I write my goals. I spend a little time meditating, just kind of getting into a good state. Then I'm off working out, getting some exercise done. And then you go straight into the dollar activities. What gets you dollars? Start backwards. Here's what I mean. Can I get a listing today? And it's a binary. Yes or no. Can I get a listing today? Can I do something today that will result in a listing? Do I have any hot leads that I have lined up that I can get a listing? If no, move to the second one. Can I get an appointment? Is there a way for me to get a listing appointment today? Do I have resources? Do I have tools? Do I have means to get an appointment? And if the answer is no, move to the next one. Where can I get the best leads? So either can I generate leads, can I set up appointments, or can I take listings? That's the majority of your business. The reason 51% of real estate agents don't make it, make $0, and the reason 80% leave the business, which is good news for you guys, is because these are not part of their 80% of their activities and time. Why? Wrong mindset. You know what underneath all that bullshit is? Under that noise? Guys, I've been at this for over 20 years. You know what the real reason is? It's only one. They don't feel they're worth it. They don't feel they're good enough. They don't think they're worth 150, 200, 300,000. They don't think they deserve the commissions. They're qualified. They're worth it. I'm here to tell you are. I'm here to tell you that if you're willing to take a break from whatever you were doing before I pushed the live button, and you're willing to watch this, and you're willing to learn, and more importantly, you're willing to get inspired by it, to open up the possibilities, that's a serious sign that you're worth it. Because you can figure out the technical stuff. I can teach you that, like how to do FSBOs. It's a technical stuff. It's just a sequence of steps. Very repeatable. But the mindset is something you got to do on your own. Now, yes, I wrote a book. Looks like this. It's part of the package. So if you come join, if you go to goborino.com/FSBO, we're going to send you this. It's about, I don't know, a little over 100 pages. Work book. So actually do these exercises to reset your mindset, to put it in the right direction, to set it on your target. But that's usually the biggest problem. Because once you buy into all that, once your mind is like, I'm on board, I like this, I want the freedom, I want the Bahamas, I want the Bora Bora, I want the fucking Mercedes, I want the beautiful house, I want the money in the bank, debt paid off, I want my kids in Harvard, I want all that, let's go. Then all you're going to ask is, how? How? How do I get leads? How do I get appointments? How do I get listings? So to answer your question is, put this on your schedule. Time block the shit out of it. Lock it in. Now here's the thing. These, and that's the final condition here, are NN. All three MPTs are NN. What does that stand for? Anybody know? Non-negotiable. I'll give you an example. Well, 7 o'clock, we're ready to pop a bottle of wine, have a dinner. Not talking to you is, for me, non-negotiable. You not getting your 3 MPT done must be non-negotiable. Whatever you set out, make it non-negotiable. You don't end your day. You don't go home. You don't get to finish until that commitment is done. And yes, sometimes it will be uncomfortable. Yes, you'll be on the phone at 8:30 at night if you have to. You have to do what it takes. Not what's comfortable, not what's easy. What's profitable, what's productive. The P here. This is where the money is. Focus what generates clients. Focus what generates prospects, leads, listings. That's your focus. 80% of your time, money, and energy needs to be focused on listings, appointments, and leads. LAL. Those 51% that make 0, where is their focus? All over the place. You got to zero it in. I have a laser pointer here. I don't want to ruin the camera, so I'm going to point it here. See it? It's powered by one single battery, one tiny little battery. The power of this, the strength of this laser, is not in the power, in the battery. It's in the focus. There's a lens right here that creates such a strong focus, it makes it unstoppable. You have to be like this laser. You don't need a lot of giant battery. You need a lot of focus. This doesn't take a lot of power, strength. It takes a lot of focus. Because if you break down and strip down your business, it comes down to only 3 things you do. The only 3 things you do to make money, get clients, and have a happy life. You think, you talk, and you type. That's it. There's no other activity. Yes, you got to drive and walk and do other. You have to stay mobile, obviously. But the way the money is generated, you either type something on the phone or on the screen, you say something on the phone or in person, and you think. Now, where do you think the biggest hurdle is? In the thinking part. That's where the roadblock is. Because you can type pretty well, right? Even if you're like me, horrible at it. Handwriting, horrible, but still. It's the thinking part that screws us up. That's where the barriers are. Make sense? David says, I actually had to give myself permission to be successful. I found that out. I was afraid of it. True words, Borino. Yes, it's a big deal, especially once you start hitting higher numbers. I totally can understand, David, and I can very much relate to it. I was conditioned since I was a child. Unconsciously, I have a lovely mother. Loved her, talked to her today for almost an hour. She's awesome. My mother is a diva. She's a singer, she's a songwriter, she's a performer. She's 82. She's like a fucking Energizer bunny. She won't stop. It's amazing. She had a heart attack a year ago. Do you think that stopped her? No. She's back on the stage. She's doing TV shows. She's doing all kinds of things. She just won some kind of award. She was #1 in some hit parade on some top charts in some station. I don't know. Since we were little kids, because my mom, God bless her heart, and my dad grew up during World War II, money was hard to come by. It were tough times. They really struggled. You know, I grew up in Czechoslovakia. So we were always told, boys, I have a younger brother, boys, money's hard to come by. What's your money? Money's hard to come by. Money's hard to earn. You better hold on to your money. Because she was told that by her mother. So I understand. She meant well. She wanted to protect us. She didn't want us to go through the struggles they had to go through. The problem was, when I came to the US, and I had all these ambitions, you know, I'm going to drive in a limo everywhere, I'm going to own mansions, I'm going to fly private jets. The program in my subconscious mind worked like an anchor. So whenever there was an opportunity to make a lot of money, guess what? I figured out how to fuck it up. You really, like you said very well, about you need to give yourself permission. And I had to let go of these programming, of these beliefs and of these thoughts. Whether I liked it or not, I wanted to believe in it or not, and I really didn't want to believe in all that shit, you know, the new age. That really was the biggest roadblock for me. Because after that, after just released it, And Tony Robbins was a big influence on me. I learned a lot from him, how this process worked and what was going on in my head. It was just a matter of, what do I do next? What's my next step? Do this, do this, do this. 3 MPTs every day. Bam, bam, bam. That's it. Oscar, you're right. Need to change my stinking thinking. Yes, mindset, Jenny, absolutely. I thought you were already coaching Borino on fire. Hannah is my wife. She says it's dinner time. Yeah, we had another session, but that was for Path. This is for my friends. This is like we're chatting here. Next time I'll just bring a beer or a glass of wine and we can chat. What's your mindset, guys? Because after your mindset, you feel like you're on target and you keep doing it, just like working out, you can't stop. And then it's fun. It's fun to read good books. It's fun to listen to good podcasts. Sign up for mine. We publish these. You can listen to them when you work out or when you drive. Then just the 3 MPTs and executing daily: listings, appointments, leads. That's the secret. All right, amigos, family's calling. Looks like it's dinner time. Gonna sign off. Thanks for being here today. I hope you enjoyed this little impromptu live. We'll do more. I'll talk to you more. If you'd like to come on board and join the bootcamp, we only have a couple seats left. Please join us. Go to goborino.com/bootcamp. Would love to teach you how to do FSBOs. Don't be afraid of FSBOs. These are people who need help. And with the right approach, they're not difficult. It can be a really good source of business, not to mention you can spread goodwill, help some folks get paid, generate goodwill, get referrals from them. It works. It works. And I'll show you how it's done. 30 days, you're going to get the system. It's only $197 a month. If you want to join the path, you don't have to. After we're done with the boot camp and you feel like you're done, that's cool, no problem there. But if you want to come on board, we'd love to have you because there's more I can teach you. All right. Thank you, sir. Really appreciate it. Nice words. Matthew, thank you. Christina, I appreciate it. I'm very grateful for all your videos. You've helped my career tremendously. Thomas, that's very nice for you to say. Thank you so much. Really appreciate it. Have a great night, Borino. Thanks for being here tonight, says David. My pleasure, guys. I'm glad you enjoyed it. I'll talk to you real soon. Have a pleasant evening. I'll talk to you soon. Ciao. Let's go get 'em.